Chief of Army Staff charges Special Forces to be ruthless on armed groups as he launches Operation Restore Hope 2. President Buhari, former President Jonathan, others attend Democracy Day parade. 11 released victims of Kaduna train attack reunite with their families. Away from Nigeria, Saudi Arabia eases mask mandate as first Hajj pilgrims arrive. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba. Thank you for joining. And now the details. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, has charged Special Forces of Operation Restore Hope 2 to be more brutal and merciless towards criminal elements carrying arms against the state. The Army Chief gave the charge at the final exercise and graduation of trainees on Advanced Infantry Training Corps named Exercise Restore Hope 2 in Kachia, Kaduna State. The report.
The second phase of Exercise Restore Hope was designed to develop a high-density lethal force to address Nigeria's security challenges. The final exercise is a demonstration of tactical maneuver and assault of the enemy's defensive position under effective firepower.
Share fire, close and fire target! Shoot! Amen, we are not
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, expressed the belief that the graduates are well positioned to tackle criminal elements.
The training you receive here is to be deployed very effectively against our adversaries. You are all aware about the challenges we face of insecurity, and you will be the answer to these criminals who call themselves bandits and kidnappers and terrorists. What you deploy here is what you will deploy there, and you send them to God to go and answer for their sins. I have no doubt you are well equipped to do that.
The Army Chief assured of continuous training across Army formations to improve the competence and skills of personnel.
It's our duty to continue training across all our institutions, addressing the emerging security challenges that we are confronting. And we will be so accordingly deployed and will be resourced also and supported to do just that. Like I mentioned, your predecessors have done well. You will do even better. And that's how we expect the training to progress and the achievements to be improved also across all theaters.
The total of 699 infantry personnel drawn from 81 regular intakes were trained and will be deployed in the theater of operations against the nation's adversaries.
Personnel of the Nigerian Armed Forces, police and paramilitary organizations put up a colorful parade at the Eagle Square, Abuja, to mark Nigeria's Democracy Day. The Buhari government adopted June 12 as Democracy Day to honor MKO Abiola, acclaimed winner of the 1993 presidential election. The report.
This parade is put together to honor the nation's return to civil rule and to remember Nigeria's heroes of democracy. Prior to the president's arrival, the Guards had fallen into formation with several general salutes taken to welcome squad leaders and the commander of the Guards Brigade. President Buhari, as Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, inspected the parade by members of the military, police, and other paramilitary organizations. The country's former and present leaders believe that the democratic process in Nigeria is evolving and will get better.
Of course, the democracy is the engine. For you to run a modern state, it must be based on democratic practices, where citizens should have the right to select whoever will lead them at all levels.
Today, National Assembly has been playing a very significant role in the governance of this country. You know that the National Assembly, the present crop particularly, has done so much in the area of passing very critical legislations, and even the previous National Assemblies have done so much.
You can see the amount of improvement that are being made with the electoral processes, which is one of the fundamental things that we need to do to deepen democracy and to make the contest fair, transparent, and also equitable to the people of Nigeria.
This is a day of celebration. Over 2 decades of unbroken democracy is something that is cheering to us. And for us in the armed forces, we remain quite delighted.
Nigeria returned to democratic governance on May 29, 1999, after decades of military rule. The Buhari government adopted June 12 as Democracy Day to honor MKO Abiola, acclaimed winner of the 1993 presidential elections.
With over 2 decades of democracy in Nigeria, the nation is still taking baby steps in defining the social contract between the people and those who personify the state. As Nigeria observes Democracy Day, Trust TV correspondent interrogates the inability of state actors at all levels to fulfill their fundamental purpose through actions or inactions. The report.
Nigeria, like other emerging economies, is grappling with social and economic challenges that are threatening its existence. Nigeria had dreams of bright and prosperous future, better economy, improved standard of living and security when the nation adopted democracy in 1999.
I accept this destiny in all humility and with the full belief that with the backing and support of our people, we shall not fail.
Of the many definitions of democracy, the one offered by Abraham Lincoln that says government of the people, for the people, by the people, is the one that has grabbed the attention of Nigerians. Sadly, there is very little correlation between the ideal and the practice of democracy in Nigeria today. This 12-year-old boy, who is apparently going blind due to lack of medical care, roams streets of Kaduna State aimlessly. He said his parents were killed in the Northeast insurgency, which forced people out of their village with nowhere to go. The boy is now responsible for his little brother, who sleeps in the market. Despite being a victim, there is hope deep in his heart that there will come a leader one day that will change the situation of many children like him. For now, even as Nigeria observes Democracy Day, he sees no justice. Democracy practice in Nigeria has been described as hybrid combination of civil rule, militarism, and ethnic jingoism. Thrown into this mix are Nigerians who are increasingly pulling apart, unable to evolve national consensus to solve myriad of challenges or even come up with a common front to effectively contain the heightened insecurity, impunity, poverty, and hunger.
The masses are not helping matters. And that each and every one of us has been corrupted, already corrupted. A system that has been completely brought to the ground. That in fact, human life is worthless. Human blood is nothing.
Observers believe with no common national vision or aspiration that binds citizens, democracy is just a word, and the essence of celebrating a day that has no meaning to its populace is of no use.
They will tell you your government has no value for human lives, like your government has no value for human blood. This is the terrorist saying. Yes. And then look at the way people, and then the shocking part in a democratic dispensation, when people in, a woman and then a man in military dress, soldiers were going there into their communities, they were ambushed, slaughtered, and then hacked, and then to date, nothing happened.
For this young boy, his day for celebration will be when he can eat, go to school, and have a roof over his head and his brothers. At the moment, he said, the road is empty, long and lonely. He said he takes each day as it comes.
Monday, the 13th of June 2022 was declared a public holiday to mark Nigeria's Democracy Day, which was hitherto marked on the 29th of May, but moved to June 12th. The commemoration of the day, which fell on Sunday for this year, is in honor of the acclaimed winner of the June 12 presidential elections of 1993, Moshood Abiola. Chamung Dabeng, in this report, speaks to Nigerians on nation's practice of democracy.
The 2022 Democracy Day came with little or no fanfare, despite falling on an intense electioneering season. As Nigerians prepare to cast their votes next year, I asked how they feel about the Democracy Day celebration, how Nigeria practices democracy, and more importantly, whether or not they are inspired to cast their votes next year.
Issue of insecurity, we have poverty rates, going high, a lot of things that is very worrisome. So the celebration is not really significant as it should be. You can see the Nigerians are not even feeling that democratic happiness to celebrate the day slated for it.
Is Nigeria truly practicing democracy? Democracy, by the definition, it is widely accepted as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and who give people the opportunity to vote and stand and to be voted for. But today, the democracy of Nigeria is just existing by name, because in practical, what we are seeing today is not democracy, but territorialship, or rather dictatorship, whereby it is only those who are in the position of authority that decide which way to go.
I can't wait to see that fateful day. My PVC is at home, hoping to chase some people out of the office. Those people who felt like we have nothing to offer in this society. The time and the hour has come that we will show them that we have the right to determine who is going to be there and who is not going to be there. That era in which they feel like they can do whatever they want, they can rig election, they impact a knowledge in us that our votes are not count, or they will rig election. That era has come and gone. All eyes is open. We are coming out in a massive. As a youth I am coming out there that day to cast my vote.
I think the vote is that young people should go. Don't go to newspaper, don't go to radio, on telegram and be catching the boat. Go and get your PVC. You are a citizen of Nigeria, select the people to vote. But my idea to everybody is that if you want to cast the vote, don't be a vote buyer. Vote for whom you like. Nigeria need a change, and by God's grace, we are going to the level in 2023.
From the responses, some Nigerians feel governments of past administrations have failed to practice true democracy, and as such express the hope that the country will one day practice democracy in the real sense of the word. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has given assurances that his agency will work with the Independent National Electoral Commission and all stakeholders to protect democratic values and provide a level playing field for all political actors during the Ekiti State gubernatorial elections scheduled for June 18. A statement on Monday by the Force Public Relations Officer Moyuwa Dejobi indicates that the police boss also pledged to ensure adequate protection of voters, INEC officials, equipment, accredited observers, and other key players in Ekiti State. To this end, Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Babatunde Kokumo, has been deployed to Ekiti State to coordinate security component for the election. DIG Kokumo will be assisted by 30 senior officers who are expected to coordinate human and operational deployments in the 3 senatorial districts, 16 local government areas, and the 2,445 polling units in Ekiti State. Leadership of the Young People's Party, YPP, has vowed to dislodge the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, in former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's state constituency of Jada, Mayobelwa, Tongo, Ganye in Adamawa State. The party made this known during its primaries in Jada, where Nuruddin Hamayero emerged as the party candidate for the constituency. The report.
The NNPP gubernatorial primaries was rancor-free in Adamawa State. The Congress, attended by delegates across the 21 local governments in the state, saw the former deputy governor of the state as consensus candidate of the party for 2023 election. The chairman of the Electoral Committee, Salmanu Sefianu Abdul Salam, said 678 delegates participated in the primaries with 3 drawn from each 226 polling units. In his remarks, the candidate promises inclusive government that will transform the state.
So inshallah we will transform Adamawa, and we are tired of suffering from various governments.
I'm extremely happy actually for giving another mandate by my people to serve them. I've been there, and all what I've done is my legacy there on ground. So for even some of my delegates to give me the mandate, it's just like they have identified the driver who knows the road.
Meanwhile, the Young People has conducted its primaries in Jeddah when it produced only one House of Representatives candidate.
Youths, who are the most important demography in the world now, they are fully going to be represented in the party. The party has given us a chance to air our views, to bring about our presence in every political setting. And I want to tell you people that we are going to bring this change.
There is a great task ahead of former deputy governor in the 2023 race as he faces candidates of other political parties, including incumbent governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri.
11 kidnapped passengers from the March 28th Kaduna train attack who were released last weekend have been reunited with their families. The victims were released following a series of negotiations with the federal government after spending 11 weeks in captivity. Upon their release, they were first taken to Abuja for debriefing and were later brought back to Kaduna on Monday, where they were handed over to their families by the military. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly. How graduate becomes employer recycling waste. Details and more after the break. Join us again. Thanks for staying. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here is a reminder of our top stories. Chief of Army Staff charges Special Forces to be ruthless on armed groups as he launches Operation Restore Hope 2. President Buhari, former President Jonathan, others attend Democracy Day parade. Now, moving on, a 35-year-old graduate of international relations, Usman Bakau, in Adamawa, has taken to plastic waste recycling business in order to avoid unemployment. Bakau has not only beat unemployment, but has become an employer of over 60 youths. He is optimistic that with the necessary support, plastic recycling business will help reduce an appreciating number of unemployed youth.
Plastic pollution has become one of the most pressing environmental issues, as rapidly increasing production of disposable plastic products is almost overwhelming the world's ability to handle. Just 9% of plastic waste ever created has been recycled, researchers estimate. This plastic recycling business in Adamawa has faced a series of challenges ranging from lack of support from appropriate channels as well as stigmatization of those involved in it. However, these challenges, according to Usman Bakau, are not discouraging them from using the trade to assist the government reduce unemployment.
You are developing the society, cleaning the society, giving opportunities to those who have no privileges. Those who are less privileged, living in $1, we're complaining Nigeria have a lot of unemployed, youth, young men and women. So by engaging all these who have who have been already in another field, supporting this program or this particular business, it will support and boost the economic of Nigeria by the grace of God. It's no issue of gender, females are doing it. So even housewives now gathering plastics, they know the problem and it gives them value.
He further called on government at all levels to assist them with more than equipment to enable them continue adding to the economy of the state and nation at large.
I believe if there is support of government, any organization, I think it will really support their business also. Kano and buy, even we can create cups, coolers that our children, young men and women going to school, baskets as we're carrying, we produce here in Adamawa. People from Lagos can come and buy. Why we don't have outside income was, we cannot produce, we only can buy what we can consume.
Speaking on the stigmatization of members, Chairman, Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers Association of Nigeria, Adamawa Chapter, Lady Ismail, explained that the association is doing everything possible to make people come to terms with the fact that it is a legitimate business.
Actually, our trade is one of the most challenging ones, both from government as well as some people. However, we are currently taking some measures to see that people understand its impact economically. But as I rightly put out earlier, we cannot achieve that alone without the government support.
Operators of the waste plastic recycling business say with support from government, they will be able to contribute to the growth of the GDP of Nigeria. From Yola, Silas Lawan, Trust TV News.
And now, away from Nigeria, Saudi Arabia has lifted a mask mandate for indoor spaces even as COVID-19 infection numbers steadily climb past 1,000 new cases a day after reaching double-digit lows just 2 months ago. Monday's move comes as the kingdom prepares to welcome around 850,000 pilgrims from abroad to participate in the annual Hajj pilgrimage. And in sports news, Nigeria's senior national team, the Super Eagles, defeated Sao Tome and Principe 10-0 at Adraf Stadium, Agadir in Morocco. 4 goals from Victor Sime, a brace from Terem Murphy made it 6, while Moses Simon, Okene Caro, a table, Demola Lukman and Emmanuel Dennis all scored a goal each to make it 10 unreplied goals. Nigeria tops Group A with 6 points and 12 goals. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Remember, you can watch more by clicking the subscribe button on our YouTube and also connecting with us via all social media platforms. I am Ayuba Ile. Thank you for watching.